Hello, so this is the explanation of your final project. It's not going to take a long time, but I hope it is going to be something that you can use in your classroom when you are teaching novels. So what we're going to be doing is picking out a book that is a Newbery Award winner or a Newbery Honor Award winner. And it can be a book you've read before, totally fine. If you want to read a book that's brand new, that's fine too. Generally, Newbery Award winners, I think, are really great books. So if you have the time and want to jump into a new one, it's a really great idea. If this week is going to be one of those weeks that you're like, oh my God, I cannot read another book, I've got so much to do, then pick one that you probably read before. So on the final, I will get a link of all the books that have had Newbery Award winnings or honor awards and put them up there. I believe I have that also in the syllabus, but I can do it for the final project too. This video will be posted two places. It'll be in discussions, and it will also be in the final explanation, final project explanation under content and then assignments. So this is worth 100 points, and what you're going to be doing is a book talk. Now, I know some of you are not video people and you're really uncomfortable in front of the video. Totally fine. You can write out what you're going to say. I'm fine with that too. So you have two ways of turning this information into me. You can either throw it into a video or you can write it in a paper. Either way, but the paper should be as if you are talking to students about this book talk. So if you don't know what a book talk is, I'm going to throw this website onto our discussion as well. And this is a really great one to share with you. So it's called What is a Book Talk? Your Guide to Making Them Work in the Classroom. And this is going to give you great ideas for what you can be doing in your own classroom. Now remember, Newbery Award winner books are all chapter books, so this is probably appropriate for like third and up. I would not do a lot of novel work. I guess you could, second grade and below, depending on your level of students, but I'm thinking most often third grade and up. So a book talk is a short talk about the book, but you're almost going to like sell the book. So our idea is to convince other people to read the book. This is not a book report. This is not a book review. We don't want a summary. It's more of a persuasive, like if I want you to read this book, what am I going to tell about it? Well, there's quite a few different examples in this website, and I would check them out, and I'll also put different examples of ones in the discussion box as well, but these ones are pretty great ones. So there is one, you can talk about the plot of the book, but don't tell them what happens at the end. You can talk about a character in the book. That would be fine too. If you click on this link, it'd be Matilda. This link, it'll be a book Smile. Here's some of the other examples of book talks. This first one is done by a teacher, and the other two are done by students. And I guess the three of them here are done by students. And when you watch the one of Because of Winn-Dixie, this little girl looks like she's so nervous because we're rocking back and forth, but she does a great job. So please take a look at that. The reason why I'm having student information on here as well is because this is what book talks will look like if you were having your own students do a book talk. So the first thing about a book talk is you have to pick the book, right? And so in your classroom, you can have, any kind of theme you want. For this particular assignment, we're doing Newbery Award winners or honor award winners. You could do like Women's History Month. You could do diversity. You could do Native Americans. You could whatever you want. And so the first thing you're going to have your students do is pick a book. And the book really should be a narrowed margin of where their parameters are. So either give them a list of books that they can pick from, or something that has the same genre as you're talking about in your classroom, just to make it more appropriate and easier for the students to pick one. Also, it's good for you then as the instructor or the teacher, so you can be aware of what books you're offering, so you can kind of have a head up on the content of the book, the appropriateness of the book, and you can ask questions since you've already read the book. Hopefully you've read the book. Okay, so once we have a book, we're going to be planning our book talk. The book talk is got some things in it. It's not just a regular speech. The first bullet point there says don't give away the ending. So don't tell them what happens, because what we want to do is we want to hopefully get everybody excited about this book, and we want them all to read this book. So don't give the spoiler alert at the end. Have you ever read Stone Fox? Okay, that has got the best ending ever. And it almost kills me not to say it to students when they're reading the book. I'm like, oh my gosh, can you believe what happens at the end? And then sometimes I've made that mistake of saying it, but I think that ruins the whole book for the student, and it was my own fault, but I've been trying not to. But that's an example of if you come to a book and you love the book and you know there's something big happening at the end, you just got to zip your lips and not tell them, because you want everybody else to read this book as well. It says show the title in the book and the author at the end of the book talk. I've seen it done either way, so this one's kind of up to you. You can decide on this one. So you have to start with the audience, a hook to get their attention, and you end with the hook and leave them in suspicion, maybe them wanting more, wanting to find out what happens in your book. Your book talk should be short. It should not be more than 5 minutes. I mean, less would be ideal, so 1 to 5 minutes depending on your audience and depending on your book. So if you are writing your book talk out, practice writing it, or practice reading it as if you are giving this book talk for real, and then sorry about that, something happened on my computer. So if you're going to give that talk for real, and then see how long it would take you to get through that talk. So it's hard to judge like how long of a paper it's going to equal 1 to 5 minutes of talking, because that's kind of a huge gap of time. So the idea is more of selling the book. We're going to want to sell the book to our students, to our peers, to make them want to read it. It says no two book talks should be the same, so your personality and your voice and your creativity should come through. Engage your audience. Don't memorize it. Kind of go through the major points, and then practice, practice, practice. These are all good ideas for you to give to your students in your classroom. The book talk, the whole idea of it is for them to get interested in books that they may have not have read before, and learning and loving reading. And that's kind of why we do it. We want kids to get reading. We want them to share reading with others. We want to teach note-taking. We want to teach presentation skills. We want to teach listening skills. So all of those things in the middle of our screen here are good ideas to have in our classroom. So this would be a good thing for, like I said, 3rd through upper grades to be able to do a book talk. Okay, so these are different ways you can kind of change your book talks up if you're going to teach them into the classroom. Partner talks, picture book talks, peer reviews, and stuff like that. So I will have this website and a link to other websites about book talks. So your final project, your job is to pick a Newbery Award winner or a Newbery Honor Award winner book. It can be one that you have read before, it could be one that you're just reading right now, or it can be a new book, whatever you choose. But your idea is to sell this book to us. Give us a book talk. Your book talk will be uploaded into this discussions, and if you choose not to do a video and would like to write it out instead, that's fine. You can upload your paper onto the discussions. I think a video would be the easiest and the best way to practice some of these book talks, but if you are very uncomfortable with being in front of the camera, just write it out. I'm fine with that too. So that is worth 100 points, and that'll be due, I don't know. I will put it in the discussion because I'm not 100% sure when we have to have them in. Speaking of grades, some of you are behind on a couple discussions and haven't gotten some paperwork in, which is fine. That's your choice. So what I've been doing in the past is I haven't been grading them until I get them. Well, now we're getting towards the end of the semester, and some of us are missing quite a bit of work. So today I'm going to go put zeros into those places that we are behind on, and so that it'll be a true reflection of what your grade is going to end up being in this class. We still have a couple weeks left, so there's still some time for you to get moving on that. I will accept late work. Talk to me about it. We'll work out a plan. Some of you already have. If you haven't and just want to take that zero, that's your choice. Let me know. So today will be the day that I will be putting in the zeros. It is April 29th. So that would be a choice. And I will find out the exact day that this is due and put this in the discussions and the final project thing as well. So if you didn't pay attention to that first 9 minutes of me talking, your job for the final is to make a book talk. You are to get a Newbery Award winner. You are going to read it or have read it, and you're going to sell it to the rest of us. Like, make us want to read your book. This can be done either video or it can be done through words, like you can write it out. But your paper of writing it out should be as if you are going to be talking to a class. Grade level, it's up to you. 3rd grade and up would be appropriate for this. Okay, please let me know if you have any questions. I will be doing another video on Monday to kind of keep us updated on the rest of this semester. Okay, thanks.